This is where we talk about fat in your knees, starvation, and scientific link rot. This is Insomniac Anatomy Academy. I have insomnia, so I study anatomy, episode 230. Previously, we talked about the infrapatellar fat pad, which is the hardest word to say, which is the pad under your kneecap. And the person who asked for this topic said they'd heard that these were the last to go during starvation. I went down a PubMed rabbit hole to find out. PubMed is the online repository of research articles where anything funded by the National Institutes of Health and a bunch of stuff that isn't has to be included. It is February of 2025, and as of right now, it has not yet been taken down. And I cannot tell you how incredibly, critically important this resource is. I go there pretty much every day. So I hunted up papers that talked about the infrapatellar knee pad, and I looked for ones that mentioned starvation. And a bunch of them did mention that the fat pad was preserved even when the body was starving and using other reserves of fat. And of course, each of those statements referenced a paper, as all good scientific papers should. But they all referenced one of two papers. One of them, a 2015 Journal of Rheumatology paper, wasn't even about starvation and didn't even make reference to this phenomenon. The others kept linking to other articles which linked to the Journal of Rheumatology paper. This is what I personally call scientific link rot, and it's far from the first time I've seen this. It's not because people are evil, it's just because they need to include a sentence on something they don't actually care about, so they find another scientist who cited it and use the citation. They probably never read the paper itself. Scientists are people, and people are both overworked and lazy. And if you think this is bad, it could be worse. ChatGPT just invents references that never existed in the first place. But there was one other citation. It was to a 1980 book called Diseases of the Knee Joint. But this book, being from 1980, is not around. So I'm sorry, person, I cannot answer your question. I do think the infrapatellar fat pad probably lasts longer than others due to its important work in the knee joint. But if it lasts as long as other anatomical fat reserves, someone's gonna have to help me find a book from 1980.